Good Sunday evening, tubers. Matt M. Roy back once again. I am back to you Sunday. Let's see, 7:59, so close enough. Still having problems doing these live streams through Google Chrome. I can get them working. Oops, I'm going to get a mitten there. But I have to reset the permissions each time. So if any of you guys have any ideas why that's happening, please send me a message because I don't know what the heck's going on. We have Michael Gardner here. Tyler is here. He made it. Thank you so much, Tyler. He's got his little Ford logo there. That's always cool. And guess who's here with me? Let's see if we can get him in there. Stay. There we go. Nope. Not going to work, huh? There we go. I can't do it. Of course not. Well, if I hold it there. We have Mr. Baxter. What you doing, B? Hear the purring? What? You are such a good boy. Let me see how far I can take this. You want to be the star of this live stream, buddy? Huh? You're very happy. Yes, you are. Probably because you think you're going to get fed. Isn't he beautiful? Look at the stripes on his head right there. He's got up and down stripes there. He's got cross stripes there. Got tufted ears. You're such a good boy. You gonna bite me? Gonna bite me? Eric was watching Linus Tech Tips. I haven't seen any of his videos in a long time. Good boy, Baxty. And if you look over there, you can see I got two of those systems that I picked up when we were in New York. Just finished, just finished the top one. I got the bottom one I did yesterday, so two more ready to go for sale. Let me go ahead and reset this webcam so we can have a personal chat here. There we go. I want to give you guys an update on those computers, by the way. Most of you know by now that I picked up about 40 Dell Optiplex 760, 780s when I was upstate in New York, and they've been hit and miss. I brought back about 27 of them, and out of the 27, I would say I've gotten maybe 14 or 15 of them working. The other ones had motherboard issues, and when I looked more closely, the reason was apparently some of these computers had spent some time in a moist area, because if you look around the expansion card slots and around the bottom of the motherboard, you could see some rust. So always want to be really careful. I really wasn't that day. I was just looking to get these computers. And to be perfectly honest with you, I was happy to get them mainly because of all the RAM. I got almost $200 worth of DDR3 memory. And yes, that is Baxter. What are you doing? What are you doing, you silly cat? I'm ignoring him, so he's going to have to drive us crazy. Hey, Bax. Nope. Okay. He's a weird cat. What can I tell you? So those computers were kind of hit or miss. They were all Core 2 Duos. I think somebody was asking me what they were. They were all Core 2 Duos of some variety. A lot of them were the E8400s, so pretty decent Core 2s. But when you're buying stuff secondhand like that, you need to be very careful, because there is every chance that you're going to get a bunch of lemons, and I definitely did. I should have done my due diligence and really looked them over better, but there wasn't really a lot of time. The guy had driven down from Oneonta to Bainbridge, so that was about an hour drive for him. He had to get back to work, and it was his boss's equipment, so I didn't want to spend a lot of time there. But I still have to say I made out really well, because the box of memory that I got alone had, I would say, at least 50 to 60 sticks of DDR3, some 2 gigs, some 4 gigs, and that alone was worth the $200 I paid. So didn't do too bad on that one. Cool kitty. Oh, thank you. Yeah, he's a nice boy most of the time. Aren't you, B? I think Milo's at the door because he's actually actively looking at the door right now. We got 9 people here, 4 likes. That's cool. You know what? I figured Sunday night would probably be better than Saturday. What are we on? Day 5? Yeah, this is day 5, I think. Marco Garner, I have hooked up my HP OfficeJet 300 to my HP Pavilion 7410P. The printer is from circa 1977. I remember those printers. Those are the ones that had the paper holders that would move in and out and actually guide the paper once it was done printing. They were really good printers for the most part. I had a few that had some print head issues. I'm currently playing Doom 2 for Windows 95. I bet it would have been about $3,500 back then. I like the original Doom. Doom 2 was okay. I like Doom 3D, to be honest with you. That was my favorite. Tyler goes, like my Dell Inspiron a 3847 works good enough for me and still got my 27-inch iMac. Yeah, there are times that I regret selling mine. For a very short time, I had a 27-inch iMac with a Core i7. It was like a mid-2011 model. It was sitting back there where my Dell's 22-inch Inspiron all-in-one is now. But I just never used it. I was not a fan of the Apple OS, so I wound up selling that. And I actually made a pretty good profit on that computer. Awesome Computers ask, what are the specs of your main PC? The one I'm using now is a Dell XPS 8700. 16 gigabytes of DDR3 memory, a bunch of hard drives, but the main boot drive is a 240 gig Crucial MX200 M2 SATA SSD, and it rocks an AMD R7 360 for the video card. Eric goes, I still need to get a better laptop at some point, but this is working good enough. I need to show you what I picked up today. I actually was almost late for this particular live stream because I was doing a job for a client, and this client asked me before I started the job, they're like, look, I'm low on money, but I'd like to barter. And I said, well, yeah. They're like, well, I have a bunch of laptops that I don't know if they work or not, but you're welcome to them for doing this job. And I said, yeah, okay, I can do that. So I spent maybe a couple hours there fixing this person's all-in-one desktop, and I got a whole bunch of laptops. And what I'm going to do in a few minutes, I'm going to run downstairs and grab the tote and show you exactly what I got. I won't be able to power them up because I don't think they've been charged, but at least you guys can get an idea of what I got for doing this work. And that's something that as a society we need to do more of. And I'll do that myself. If somebody says, look, I need some work done, I don't have cash, but I'm willing to barter, I'd be like, yeah, as long as I'm getting the same amount of value out of what they're offering in the barter as my skills are for the job, then yeah, if they're pretty much even, I'm always willing to do that. Back 100 years ago, most of the trade that was done was of the barter persuasion. Basically, I have something you need, or I have a skill that you need, and you have a product that they need, or vice versa. There's nothing wrong with bartering. I got an itchy nose all of a sudden. Tyler says his iMac is a late 2015 27-inch. It's got the 128 gigabyte hybrid drive. So it's got a 128 gig SSD and a 2 terabyte conventional Seagate drive. They're okay. They have been known to fail, especially being that's a Seagate drive, but I hope yours is doing okay. Oh, I am sorry. You guys know I've been suffering with allergies as of late, and what I'll usually do, kind of just scratch my nose like that, but I always keep some breath savers with me, mainly because they're sugar-free. And not that I need them sugar-free, but I don't like to add a lot of sugar into my body at night. And I'll usually just suck on one of these, and it'll help clear my sinuses up. These are the wintergreen ones. The peppermint ones are actually even better for that. They'll clear up your sinuses even quicker, but I don't like the taste of peppermint. Never have, probably never will. And yes, before anybody asks, got my water jug right here. We were walking in the mall, Mom and I, a couple of nights ago when we were in Target, and for whatever reason, they had their drinking water on clearance. I think normally it's like 89 cents. It was on clearance for 55 cents. Boy, I hope that's not a leak. But I think it might be. I'm just looking here. You see that dripping down? Gee, I think I sprung a leak here. Actually, I know I did. So look out. Let me go ahead and take care of this real quick, and I'll bring those laptops up so you guys can see them. Woo! Boy, I should have been more prepared tonight, but honestly, barely made it home in time to do it as it was. The live stream, that is. Eric Brunhammer, I didn't get any video of it, but the S10 is up and running. You know, I just saw the picture of it on Facebook. That's really cool. Oh, there it is. I have immense respect for you. I'm not that good when it comes to automobiles. I can do oil changes. I've done transmission services. I've done brake work, but as to basically rebuilding the top end of an engine, never had a chance to do it. I see Rebecca there. That's cool. Getting the whole family involved. I like that. And my mouse stopped working again. Dang it. There we go. Mr. Jimmy, is a Dell Inspiron 15-3558 worth getting a $20 decent condition? Screen is broken. You know, I can't really answer that because you guys have different models over there than we do. Let me just do a quick search and see what that is, if it even comes up. Ooh, excuse me. It's Core i3 5th gen. This is like 8 gigs of RAM or 6 gigs of RAM. What'd you say it needed? Just the screen is broken, so I have to use it with a monitor, but the laptop works good otherwise. Yeah, I would go for it. For $20, that's not a lot of money. And yeah, you could use it as a glorified desktop. And if you feel kind of ambitious, you could theoretically get a screen and put it in. Now, I don't usually do it myself because, as I've said before, I don't have a lot of dexterity in my fingers. But if you're good that way, yeah, absolutely, I'd go for it. Harold K. asks, what's your favorite mouse you've used? Is there a best one for someone on a budget? The mouse that my favorite mouse is the one I'm still using now. This is a really old mouse. This is actually like Windows XP era. It was a gaming mouse, but it's a Logitech G7. It is a wireless mouse, and the one thing I like about it is it has rechargeable batteries, and it has a little, and I don't think I'll be able to show it to you, but it has a little dongle here that plugs into the little pack where it charges the battery. So basically I have 2 batteries, and when the battery runs low, I just pop it out, pop the new one in, and then pop the other one into the charger. If you're on a budget, my absolute favorite mouse of all time, wireless mouse, is the Microsoft Wireless Mouse 4000. Now, don't get it confused with the 3500. 3500 is terrible, but the Wireless Mobile Mouse 4000 series, my absolute favorite. It's got that blue tracking light, which allows you to really track it on anything. As a matter of fact, I used that mouse once on a see-through glass top table, and it still worked. Paul Kane, hey Matt, I'm here to drop a like on the live stream. Was DJing for a veteran charity car show all day and was napping for the last 90 minutes. Was a good day. Well, that's good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that you're working with the veterans. They definitely need our help. And man, I wish I could nap. I literally cannot nap. I've tried. Like there have been days, maybe around 2, 3 in the afternoon after I had my last cup of coffee, that I just feel like laying down and napping, and I just can't fall asleep. I never could nap. Pretty much ever since I was maybe 8 or 10 years old. Pretty much around puberty is when I stopped being able to nap. As a kid, I could nap all the time. I could sleep all day. All right, so I'm going to show you guys some of these laptops. For those of you that are here late, I picked up a tote of laptops from a client, basically in lieu of payment. I did a job for them, and as payment, they gave me these laptops, pretty much to do with what I want. Now, I am going to go ahead and take one of these and give it back to her. Basically, she wanted one back, so I haven't decided which one yet. We'll go ahead and start with the smallest one here. Isn't that cute? This is like a little purple case. Green Smart Neo Green. Isn't that cool? Instead of neoprene, it's Neo Green. Probably made from like recycled materials, but you'll see in a minute why this is in this particular blue case. Start with the charger, just a generic high pro charger, nothing special there. But you'll see that the netbook, and it is a netbook, is also purple. So you got purple case, purple netbook. Kind of get it there. This is nothing special. It's one of those Acer Aspire ones that they had back in the late 2000s. Matter of fact, this was manufactured, it looks like October of 2009. And this one, I believe this person does want back. It's got Windows 7 Starter on it. So I'll have to go ahead and reboot it or reinstall it because it's got a password on it, but it does work. I think it's got battery power on it. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see a double there, but you can see it does boot. And I'm not going to show you the actual splash, or I should say the Windows login screen, because it does have somebody's personal name on there. But you can see the thing does work. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one. Generally, these are not really useful anymore because, you know, JavaScript, as advanced as it is now, I mean, going on even sites like YouTube, you can't even really watch YouTube videos with this unless you like max out the RAM. Matter of fact, Eric, you were talking about this the other day. This has got that very same Atom processor, I believe. I think it's the N270, which is actually a decent processor back in the day, but now it just doesn't have enough power to really do anything except the very basic of computer tasks, i.e., maybe just some word processing and data entry would be about it. And let's face it, who wants to enter data on such a small keyboard? George Wills. Hey, George. He says, have you tried using Conboot to bypass passwords? It works like a charm. I haven't. I use Samurai. That's a program I've had for a long time, and that usually works well for me. Though I think in this particular case, I'm just going to reformat it because it's not like I'm trying to back up the data. That's what I usually use the password removal tool for, is if somebody like forgot their password, they want their data backed up, I'll go ahead and remove it. That way I can get access to their data. But there are other ways to do it as well, even if you can't remove the password. That is a good point. Mr. Jimmy said that you can watch YouTube and surf the net on those if you load something like Puppy Linux. That is true. It all depends on what operating system you're running. If you're running Windows 7 Starter like that was intended to have, or even trying to upgrade it to Windows 10, you would definitely struggle. But that's a good point. If you put Linux on there, probably would actually be very watchable, though YouTube in and of itself is still going to struggle a bit with that computer, because I can almost guarantee you that's got an integrated like Intel graphics, probably like a G30 or a G40 chipset. And YouTube, you won't be able to get any like HD playback. You're probably lucky to get 480p, to be honest with you. Tyler is multitasking, editing and watching at the same time, something I am not very good at, but I'm always working on. So let's move on. There were a few chargers in here with this. Now, I think these are the only two chargers that I got with it, other than the one for that netbook. Got a Dell charger and an HP charger, so I'll have to figure out what those go to in the future. But I got a total of 3 chargers with these. Next, we have an Acer, just a generic Acer laptop. It's model Aspire V5, and it does say that it runs Windows 8, manufactured in 2013. I like the brushed aluminum finish. I mean, that's actually pretty good. I have to give Acer kudos for that one. Let's see what it looks like inside. Very dirty, a lot of fingerprints. I'm actually surprised that's a glossy screen. That might mean this is a hybrid or a touch screen. AMD dual-core processor, A4 1250, so very, very low-end processor. 4 gigs of memory, 500 gig hard drive, and a 3-cell lithium-ion battery. What do we got here? Looks like we got 1 USB port on the side, probably 2.0. It's definitely 2.0 because you see that one's black. Well, if I turn around here, you can see you got the blue 3.0 port there. This is actually back during the time when, instead of writing SS next to it and keeping it black, they actually just made it a different color to discern that it was a 3.0 port. Not sure what that port is. Maybe one of you guys can tell me. It looks like some kind of display port, and then we got a SD card reader. I have not even tried to power this on, so let's go ahead and do it. I'm guessing the battery's probably dead, but we'll go ahead and try. Let's see if anything comes up here. Nope. Battery stone dead. I do have a charger, I believe, for this that'll work. Actually, hang on a second. Guess what? The charger from that Acer netbook will work with this. So what I'll do, let me pull over let me grab a power. I can't talk, guys. I am so sorry. I'm really tired. Let me grab a power strip. Actually, I can use this right here. I'll plug it into my Fernman power strip, and let's see if we get anything on here. What do you think? Let's turn this off so we have less glare, but what do you think? You think, check it out. We got an amber light blinking, so that means the battery's charging. As long as you got market value for the work, it's all good. Yeah, absolutely. I have no problems doing bartering, and that's the main reason. But you have to know what your value is versus what the value of the items you're getting are. Let's go ahead and try to turn it on. Let's see if we can boot it up. I'm going to try to do this. Oh, there we go. Acer. Explore beyond limits. In my experience, Acer has a lot of limits, to be honest with you. But we'll see. It's coming up. Is it a touch screen? It is a touch screen. Check that out. And that is all I can show you because this actually does have a password on it. Screen appears to be in good shape, just a little dirty. So, yeah, she works. That is awesome. Acer Aspire V5 Touch. Guess what, tubers? You know how tired I am? I could have told you it was a touch screen. Dang, thing says it right there. I told you guys, I'm really tired right now. Let's go back to the chat forum here. Yahtzee! Sonic Wang, do all Dell Inspiron laptops use the same power cable? Not necessarily. You really need to be careful. Just because it fits into the power port doesn't mean it has the right voltage or wattage. You need to match that up to your laptop first. Good question. Very good question. Time for a nap, Paul Kane said. Take a nap, bud. You're not gonna get me upset. I really don't care. No, I don't. Eric said DisplayPort. That's kind of what I figured that was. I've just never seen one that looks like that. A mini DisplayPort. I'm familiar with Thunderbolt ports, and I am familiar with like what Mac considers a DisplayPort, but I've never seen one that looks like that. You see this? Nosy. Nosy. Mr. Nosy. I tell you, curiosity definitely killed the cat because they are so curious. Now he's nosing into those heater boxes that I got yesterday. You are so funny, Baxter. We love you, though. You're a good cat. It's funny. All right, so that laptop worked. Actually, so we're 2 for 2 right now on those laptops. Let's go ahead and pull another one out. This is one that I was really curious about. This appeared to be like one of the government ones. This is a, what is this? It's a Dell, I don't know what this is. I have to open it up. Let's open it up real quick. This is a Vostro 1015 Core 2 Duo. Wow, I would have thought this would have been newer than a Core 2, but okay. You can see it right there. It's got a matte screen. It does appear to have a webcam. If you guys look right there, that should be the webcam. Vostro 1015, great for mobile professionals who want worry-free productivity and connectivity. Energy efficient 15.6-inch display, flexible connectivity, extended battery life, integrated graphics, and 5.1 media card reader. I don't know if I'd be boasting about integrated graphics, but I guess it depends on who this was aimed at. Let's just try booting it up. Let's see. Stone dead. But luckily, I do have the charger. So let's go ahead and unplug the Acer here. Hey, bud. And we'll go ahead and plug in this Dell and see if it works. This has got one of those what do they call it? The slimline power plugs. And this is the, is this the 80 watt? This is the 80 watt, 4.62 amps. Guess what, everybody? I have a problem here. Do you see my problem? What you doing, Baxter? This cat's a riot, I swear. He's always in the way. What you want? What you want, buddy? You're going to have to get off the chair. Yes, you are. Whoa. And now I got the wire tangled up in the chair, so hang on a second, folks. Okay. All right. We're going to move the cat. So I am back. Baxter's in the hot seat. Yeah, I guess that's one way you could put it. All right, let's go plug it in, see if we get anything here. We got the little ring. I always loved the blue ring that they had on these. I thought that was really cool. That let you know that at least let you know that the power adapter is working. Plug it in. And do we get any lights or anything? Yes, we do. You can see right down there we got a blue light. I'm going to turn this off so you can see it better. So let's go ahead and try to boot it up. Yeah, what do you know? Very obviously running Windows 7. My glasses are falling down again. Screen is really dirty like the other ones, and it's definitely not a touch screen. I could tell you that right now. I mean, look how dirty that is. Ugh. Why don't people clean their screens? You know, we talking about that video I did, my biggest pet peeves. This is another one of them. People that have laptops that can't clean their screens. I mean, this isn't even a touch screen, and look how filthy that is. Looks like it's booting up. It's taking its sweet time. I'm sure this could stand with a SSD, to have an SSD upgrade, but I don't know if I'd even bother doing that on such an old computer. Okay, you could tell this was definitely used in the professional game because look at this. Press Control-Alt-Delete to log in. So we'll go ahead and do that. And this also is password protected. It's running Windows 7 Professional. So on this one, again, this is about as far as we can get. But what I will do is boot into the BIOS real quick. And we can at least see that, even though we can't get into Windows. Eric goes, after work today, I'm ready to pass out. I feel your pain. I did a lot of work today myself. So F2 will get you into the BIOS. And that's kind of what I expected. Very, very typical BIOS screen. Let me try something here. See if you guys can see it. It's going to be inverted, but I'll do the best I can here to kind of read you what it says. So what we have here is a Core 2 Duo T6670 running at 2.2 gigahertz with a 320 gigabyte hard drive, and it appears to have 4 gigabytes of RAM. Wonder if that's a crack. It's just dirt. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put you back up here because you guys really can't see too much anyway. There we go. Battery info. Let's see. Battery needs to be replaced. No surprise there. Probably hasn't been used in a long time. What does it say? Battery doesn't even hold a charge anymore. As soon as you unplug it, the laptop dies. So yeah, I mean, not a bad deal. I can replace the battery in there, reload Windows, and yeah, that should be a nice laptop for somebody. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 USB ports, either Ethernet, VGA out. Does not appear to have a HDMI out. Nope, just VGA. And oh, look at this. Good old FireWire right there. Do you see it? Little FireWire port. So yeah, not a bad little score there. Should be able to do something with that laptop. Sorry, I'm kind of fidgety tonight, folks, but when you get tired, that kind of happens. Brad Smith said, first Vostro laptop I've seen, and it's really sweet. Yeah, they're okay. They didn't make a lot of them. I think the first Vostro laptop was actually like the Vostro 100, I think it was, and that was based on the Inspiron platform of the day. That was the Inspirons that always had the motherboard failures. 15 people, 12 likes. Thank you guys so much. You know, the likes really do help, believe it or not. Even more than a super chat, because YouTube sees those likes and they promote my video because of it. So thank you guys for hitting that like button. Harold K, I wonder if bigger laptops will make a comeback. I feel like most things people need to use very small form factor laptops can just be done on tablets or smartphones. It's actually a really good point. You know, back in the early to mid 2000s, you would see these big honking 17-inch laptops. HP put them out, Dell put them out. But nowadays they're very rare, and I get it. Everything now is trying to be smaller and more compact, because you got to remember the computer industry, when it comes to laptops, is trying to compete with, like he just said, tablets and smartphones, which are very convenient. So people don't necessarily want to carry around a humongous 17-inch laptop that weighs 5 or 6 pounds. Moving on, I'm going to go ahead and pull another one of these laptops out. I have two HP laptops in here, but I only have one charger, but that's okay. I actually have, I think, more chargers for these in the closet. Now, this one takes a different charger, but I think it's actually this one right here. Let me see. Voila. So this one is an HP. Let's see what we got here. It's got an Intel Pentium processor, and it's a very nice maroon color. I haven't actually ever seen that color before. Screen is in good shape. Let's see if we get a model number here. Very little information on the bottom of newer laptops. They just don't really put them there too much. This is model number 15-R132WM. Whatever the heck that means. HP's really gets fancy with their model naming. They put like a whole bunch of letters and numbers and things that make it really complicated to figure out. And believe it or not, in this country at least, HP, and I think Dell does this too, will have a different model laptop for each store. Like Best Buy will have a slightly different model than Walmart. Walmart have a slightly different model than Office Max or Office Depot. But they're really not all that different. They maybe had, the only difference may be one has a little bit more memory than the other, or one has an SSD and the other one doesn't. Go ahead and plug this one in and see what we get. All right. Any bets on, oh, I have to move back. This cord's not as long. So move this down a little bit. Any bets whether or not this one will work? Let's give it a try. Oh, popped up. Looks like it's booting up pretty quick. I wonder if this actually has a solid state hard drive in it. Yeah, maybe not that fast. And there we go. Looks like it's running Windows 8. Is it a touch screen? Not a touch screen. So let me go ahead and move this over. And this has also got a password, and I can't show you the information because it's got somebody's private info on there. But this one does work. Let me see if I can figure out how to get into the BIOS. And I could tell you right now, this is definitely running Windows 8. I recognize that screen. Tyler goes, I had a laptop once like that. I replaced it with an SSD, and it made a big difference. Yeah, it definitely would, especially with a laptop that's newer like this. And I say newer, this might be like a 2014, 2015 model. But yeah, I totally agree. I always go with an SSD if I possibly can. Wow. It's taking its sweet time restarting, I'll tell you that much. Mark Covington, hey Matt, I just got here. What are you all talking about in this live stream? Well, right now I'm showing you guys some laptops that I picked up today from a job, basically in lieu of payment. All right, let's see if I can figure out how to get into the BIOS here. It's usually escape or delete, I think, in these, in the HPs, that is. Well, now it doesn't want to boot up. Okay, here we go. F10. There we go. Got into the BIOS here. If you guys can kind of see that. Very typical HP BIOS screen. So it has a Pentium N3540 CPU running at 2.16 gigahertz, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and let's see what the hard drive is. Let me see. Let me go into boot options here. Okay. Yeah, I have no idea what the hard drive in here is. It's one of those HP BIOSes that doesn't actually tell you what hard drive is in it. But I would say that works. So again, another decent laptop that I'll be able to refurbish and hopefully be able to resell as well once I do all the diagnostics. And believe it or not, when it comes to laptops, I am more diligent. I should say I do more in the way of checks. I like to make sure I run Prime 95 and do a burn-in test because laptops can suffer from heat-related damage, especially if the fans start to fail. And so these will take a little bit longer to refurbish, but once I've basically done refurbishing them, I should be able to sell them for a decent amount of money. And I'll keep you guys updated. I recently installed a new Western Digital SSD in my computer, and it's a lot faster. Surprisingly, got a really good price on it at Best Buy, $60 for a 500 gig. That's phenomenal. I think when I bought my last 500 gig drive, I want to say I paid $80 to $100 SSD. That was a really good deal. I'll have to look at that. Hey, if they still have that available, can you send me the link to that? I'd really like to buy a few at that price. Brad Smith says, a friend of mine run Fix-It and Resell Shop, Dell Inspiron, almost same as that one. Okay. I've never used Fix-It before, but, to each his own. Whatever works best for you, I say go for it. Use what you're used to. All right, so let me see how many we got left in here. I got 2 more laptops in here. One I know I'm not going to be able to power up because I know I don't have a power cord for it, at least not one that I can put my hands on right now. It's a Toshiba right here. And this one is missing a key. It's actually missing the up arrow key, but that's fine. This is one I'll probably hold on to, maybe just use around the house. It's another AMD Vision, so this is probably another APU in here, maybe something like an A6 or an A4. What the heck? Let's just try to power it on, see if we get anything. And no, it is stone dead. So we'll have to save that for another time. Again, even with the key missing, it's just the up arrow key, and most people don't even use that anymore. So this might be one that I would consider reselling. I'll have to think about it. Unfortunately, the little membrane is missing, so the key itself won't work at all without that being repaired. But changing the keyboards on these is not really that bad of a job, so that might be something that I'll tackle if I find out that the laptop is worth repairing, if it works, basically. All right, so how many total? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this will be number 6. I got 6 laptops from this haul, and might as well go with the last one. The last one is kind of interesting. This is a 17-inch HP. So talking about the rarity of 17-inch ones, it's the only one I got. This has got the brushed aluminum. Definitely metal, no plastic there. Go ahead and open this up. Now I was hoping, no, bad kitty. You got to tell them that when they scratch. I was really hoping one of these would have a higher end CPU, like an i5 or an i7. Heck, I would have even taken an i3. And I thought maybe this one would be that one, but now, can you see it, folks? Intel Pentium. So Apparently, whoever owned these laptops didn't really care to have them high end. And I'm looking at this screen. Is that a crack? No, it's just dirt. This takes the same power cord as that other HP, so we might be able to try it, but let me go ahead and just try to turn it on, see if we get anything. Now, stone dead. All right, let me go ahead and plug that in again real quick. Thank you, Eric. Eric Brunhammer gave me the link to that SSD. I might go ahead and buy a few of those tonight. Let me see what we got here. I'm sorry that you guys have to keep seeing my butt, by the way. Even though it's a lot smaller now than it used to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and plug this in, see if we get anything. One thing I did notice, if you look here, got a little damage in the corner there. Looks like somebody might have hit it against the wall or against a bureau somewhere. That's no big deal, though. All right. I don't see any lights coming on. Let's try to power it up. Oh, got something there. Yeah, we're getting something there. Got the HP logo. Booting up. I'm guessing probably running Windows, we'll say Windows 10, judging by the looks of this. It's like a pretty new laptop, actually. Got a webcam up top. Really slow booting up, though. Paul Kane said that's a drop break. It could be. It could be. Maybe somebody dropped it on the floor. I've also seen that happen when people like jam it into their nightstand or their bureau. That can always do that too. Boy, that's taking a long time to boot up. Either that's got a bad hard drive, definitely not an SSD. Let's see if I can hear the hard drive. Oh no, it's coming. Hard drive's clicking away there, so let's see. Try to get you guys the best angle here. That is almost as painful as my shoulder. What, watching me hold it like this? Here, I'll use my leg. That'll help kind of steady it a little bit. Go ahead and turn the light off because you guys can see the screen better if and when it pops up. That looks like it will. Oh, the boot time. Oh, yeah. The boot time on this is abysmal. If I decide to keep this, which I may, this is definitely going to get the SSD treatment. Yeah, while I'm waiting for this to boot up, let me open up that link to the Best Buy sale. What did he say that was? Okay. Yeah, here it says it's $64.99 for the 500 gig Western Digital Blue drive. What's the 250 gig one? $49.99. Wow, it's actually cheaper to buy. Really, when you think about it, it's cheaper to buy the 500 gig. You get twice the space for only $10, $15 more. Sometime today would be nice. I'm telling you. This is one slow computer. There's got to be something going on here. I'm thinking hard drive, maybe. You see Theodore in the picture there? That's my little wallpaper. I got to change that, though. I've had that on for a long time. Eric goes, mine is a 3rd Gen i5 with an SSD. It only takes a few seconds to boot. Yeah, mine's the same, I think, isn't it? It's my ProBook. I can't remember. It's either a 3rd or a 4th Gen i5. I can't remember anymore. My mind's blown, folks, and not in a good way either. I'm about to put this thing down. My leg is getting really tired at this point. This is pathetic. All right. Well, if that decides to boot anytime soon, I'll let you guys know. I'm not holding that thing any longer. Somebody got 16 watchers, 15 likes. Thank you. That always helps me out. I honestly did not think I was going to make it tonight. And it was funny because let me tell you the story. I actually drove my 2010 Chrysler Town and Country to the job. I haven't driven that in probably 2 months. That's why I wanted to take it out. And sure enough, it ran fine, except I was low on air in one of my tires. So limped it there, limped it back. It wasn't really that low, but it was low enough to where I wouldn't want to drive it for any length of time without filling up. So I got home. It was around 20 minutes to 8. I had to go in. I was cooking 15-bean soup at the same time, and I had it going too long. So I had to run in. I had to put the okra, which is the last thing that I put in the soup, stir that, talk to Dad, figure out where Mom was. Then I had to run outside, open up the garage door, take out the air compressor hose and the gauge, fill up the tires, put it all back, put my van back, and by the time I got inside, it was literally 3 minutes till 8, and I almost didn't make it. So I apologize. I kind of seemed rushed, but that's why I was really rushed to get to the live stream tonight. Time for a car fleet update. I own 3 vehicles right now. I got the 2010 Chrysler Town and Country. I have the 96 Tahoe and the 2000 LeSabre. They're all doing fine, but one of them is going to have to go in the near future because it is killing me on insurance each month. Other than that, I could afford it, but the insurance is a lot. The insurance alone for the Chrysler Town and Country is a lot because that is still financed, and most of you probably know this, but for those of you that don't, when you have a car financed, you have to have full coverage. And I would have full coverage on that anyway because that vehicle still has a significant value to it, whereas the other two, no, I would never put full coverage on those. Those have liability only. No, Mark. Actually, that's the only one that doesn't. The Tahoe does not have a tire pressure monitor, but the Buick LeSabre does. We get anything here? I'm going to check this laptop again. Did we get anything or did it cut off? Well, looks like she restarted. So this one has definitely got some issues. I'm guessing probably a failing hard drive. So that is it for the laptops. Not quite as good as I would have hoped. I would have liked to have gotten one that was fully working without having to do anything. But at the very least, I have the Dell and the Acer here, which just pretty much need looks like they need the operating systems wiped, and the HP, of course. So I got 3 that are potentially going to be ready for sale shortly. I don't know what's going on with that other HP. That thing is really wonky at the moment. All right. What did Paul say here? Paul King goes, if it were up to me, I'd probably do most of my driving in the Buick. You want to know something funny, Paul? That's usually what I do. And the reason behind that is the vehicle that gets the best fuel economy. And it's extremely reliable. For those of you that don't know a lot about Buicks, Buick, especially the LeSabres, are one of the most reliable powertrains, have one of the most reliable powertrains out there. The 3800 series V6. Mine has about 143,000 miles on it now, and that's actually not a lot for those. Those are known to go 250,000, 300,000 miles without needing anything major. And I fully expect that to go as far as 250, 300,000. I do the oil changes. I do I'll probably do a transmission service on that maybe in the next year or two, but it was done right before I bought it. The person that owned that Buick did everything to it. That Buick is in incredible shape for its age, and I actually did get a really good deal on it, so I do feel blessed that I have that vehicle. I am honestly not sure what the hard drives on any of these are, Mark, mainly because I can't get in them. I don't have the passwords. Eric goes, right now I'm down to 3, the 87 S10, the 2018 Silverado, and a 77 C30 that hasn't been in a video yet. Ooh, can't wait to see that. That'll be an interesting video. All right, tubers, I'm ending it here tonight. Again, I am very tired. I'm going to be getting ready for bed here shortly. Thank you for joining this live stream. We have 2 more days left. You know what? I am going to make this, do I want to do that or not? Yeah. I call this a week-long live stream, so I'm actually going to end the week-long live stream today. It's going to be a business week, so we're going to do a 5-day cap on this. But I am going to have another video out for you either tomorrow or Tuesday, and it's going to be like a regular vlog style video. So we're going to switch it up a little bit. Have a great evening, folks. And as always, have a blessed day, everybody.